The sound of the suitcase zipper sliced through the quiet house, louder than it should have been, as if she wanted me to hear her leaving. My wife, Emily, stood by the bedroom door, her back to me, her voice cold and deliberate. "I'm taking the kids. You didn't want an open marriage, so I'm moving in with Ryan." The name Ryan landed like a stone in still water, rippling through my mind without meaning. I stood frozen in the living room, my coffee mug cooling in my hand. Our daughter, Lily, 14, appeared in the doorway, her eyes unnaturally bright, like she'd been coached to play a part. "We don't need you anymore," she said, her voice sharp with rehearsed venom. "My new daddy's buying me a car for my 16th, and we're moving to his Beverly Hills mansion." The words weren't hers. Someone had fed her this script, and it stung like a slap. I said nothing, watching as they carried pieces of my life toward the front door. The click of the lock as they left was soft, almost gentle. Almost. Ryan. The name lodged in my head like a splinter, sharp and persistent. That night, I poured a whiskey and sat at the kitchen table, the house too quiet without the kids' laughter or Emily's footsteps. I opened my laptop, her cloud account still logged in from months ago. 57 new photos in the last 2 weeks. There he was, Ryan, tall, sunburned, with an expensive smile, his arms around my children in a way that suggested permanence. Lily grinned beside him at a beach, her brother Ethan holding a surfboard. A dinner receipt from a Beverly Hills restaurant dated last week. A hotel booking under Emily's maiden name. I clicked on their text thread, my stomach tightening. His messages dripped with charm so slick it could rot teeth. Hers were needy, fawning, desperate for his approval. She'd rewritten our 15-year marriage in those texts, painting herself as a caged bird, me as the jailer. One message burned into my mind. "He's too moral for an open marriage. He doesn't know what he's missing." I closed the laptop, my hands steady despite the storm in my chest. The betrayal wasn't just the affair, it was how she'd turned Lily against me, convincing her I was disposable. I didn't rage or call her. Instead, I began collecting. First, I pulled bank statements. She'd been siphoning money for 3 months, small transfers every Friday, subtle enough to go unnoticed. Then, phone records. Ryan's number appeared in her logs over a year ago, calls and texts stretching back to when I thought we were still happy. I dug deeper, accessing public property records. Ryan's Beverly Hills mansion, the one Lily bragged about, was in foreclosure proceedings, the bank circling like a vulture. I smiled at that, a cold flicker of satisfaction. A friend at a private lab owed me a favor. The next morning, I swabbed Lily's toothbrush and Ethan's, sealing them in sterile bags with a clinical precision that surprised me. I mailed them off, my heart heavy, but my resolve firm. 2 weeks later, the email arrived. Probability of paternity, 0% for both children. The pain wasn't a knife, it was frostbite, a slow, creeping numbness that settled into my bones. They weren't mine. Not biologically. I'd raised them, loved them, coached Lily's soccer games, read Ethan bedtime stories, and yet the truth was there in black and white. I told no one and kept working. Ryan's background was next. His employment history was a patchwork of failures. Fired twice for ethical violations, no steady income in 2 years. The mansion, the charm, the promises, it was all a house of cards. Meanwhile, I let Emily believe she'd won. Her rare texts, vague updates about the kids, got short, polite replies. I gave no hint of what I knew. Safety breeds complacency, and complacency sharpens the fall. The opportunity came faster than I expected. Emily called one evening, her voice breathless, tinged with panic. "Can you meet us? The kids want to see you." I agreed, choosing a cafe halfway between my empty house and their new life. Ryan was there, smug as ever, one arm draped behind her chair like he owned her. Lily and Ethan sat across from them, looking smaller than I remembered. I placed a manila envelope on the table, my face neutral. "I brought something for you." Emily's fingers hesitated before opening it. Inside were the bank statements, circled transactions showing her secret transfers, then the foreclosure notice for Ryan's mansion stamped with red ink. Finally, the DNA results, 2 sheets of cold, printed truth. Her face drained of color, her eyes darting over the papers as if they might rewrite themselves. Ryan leaned forward, his voice sharp. "What is this?" I met his gaze, calm and unyielding. "Proof you're both liars and your little fantasy is built on sand." Emily's hands trembled, her eyes locked on the DNA report. "This can't be right," she whispered, more to herself than to me. Lily looked confused, Ethan fidgety. I leaned back, my voice steady. "You've been selling my role in this family to him, convincing Lily I'm irrelevant. But here's the thing. Legally, I'm not their father. That means you'll handle custody and child support alone. Given Ryan's financial reality, I hope you enjoy the mansion while it lasts." Ryan's smugness cracked. He turned to Emily, his voice low. "What's he talking about?" I slid a Zillow listing across the table, his mansion, marked with a bold foreclosure banner. Emily's breathing grew ragged, her eyes welling up. Ryan stood abruptly, muttering about a phone call, and walked out. I sipped my coffee, letting the silence stretch. Emily stared at me, tears spilling over, but no words came. I stood. "You wanted freedom, this is it?" Then I walked away, the cafe door chime ringing behind me. 2 weeks later, their house was listed for sale. Ryan's number was disconnected. A mutual friend mentioned Emily was renting a cramped apartment on the edge of town. Lily stopped posting about her new daddy online, her social media gone quiet. I felt nothing, no triumph, no grief, just a hollow silence. Betrayal doesn't just break you, it rewrites you. You start to see people not for their masks, but for what they do when they think no one's watching. I don't miss Emily. I don't even miss the children who weren't mine, though their absence aches like a bruise. She took everything she thought would ruin me. Instead, she freed me. Freedom only becomes clear when the door closes behind you.